guys, Vernon here. Thanks for checking out my YouTube. Today we're moving on with our refresh series on my bike for this coming season. Today we're looking at a new seat cover. Currently I'm riding with a ribbed Throttle Jockey seat cover. We're going to remove that today and install a Guts Racing wing seat. It's an RJ wing seat. It's got extra foam at the bottom of the seat, right where your knees are on the bike. And that's how you get better grip when you're out riding. It keeps the bike underneath you and you can have more control over your bike. It helps with technique as well. So we'll get into that. As always, down in the description I'll put a link to all the tools that I use and also all the parts that I'm installing. And I'll put a link to the previous videos. Also, there's a link for themotoacademy.com. Go check it out. It's the greatest community in motocross. It's definitely worth your time just for learning. It's got classes in the app you can check out. I can't say anything bad about it. It is honestly the best place to go for motocross. Without further ado, let's get to the video. Alright guys, this is what we're working with today. Of course, I got my seat off the bike with the Throttle Jockey rib seat, our new Guts Racing RJ wing seat. You're going to need a pair of needle nose pliers, a flathead screwdriver, and of course a staple gun. And you don't want to go above 1/4 inch on the staples. That's just so the staples don't stick through the plastic on the seat when you attach your seat cover. So let me set the camera up and we'll show you how to take this stuff apart and put it all back together again. Alright guys, this is going to be our new seat cover in this box. I'm going to put that to the side for now while we get this taken apart. Of course, put the staple gun aside. What we're going to need now is a flathead screwdriver and some needle nose pliers. You're going to flip your seat over. And of course, I didn't put this seat cover on. I bought this bike from a buddy of mine. He only had like 5 hours on the bike and you put this seat cover on first thing, which is a good idea. Seat cover makes your life a lot easier on the bike. So we're going to start pulling these staples out. You take the flathead screwdriver and just work them underneath the staples and just twist them. That's really how easy it is. You just work it, twist the staple up, just hit it underneath there. You take your needle nose pliers, grab a hold of the staple, pull it out. You're going to put them to the side, make sure you can get them all out. And we're going to throw those away when we get done because I'm going to put new staples in, of course. I'm just going to work our way around here. And even then, you can probably just do this all with a needle nose and just prime up like that. If you can get the tip of the pliers underneath the staple like this one, I can't. Use the flathead, just twist one side up. It's good enough, just enough to get the pliers attached to it. This too is a good opportunity to check out the condition of your foam. The foam takes more of a beating than you think it does just from riding, especially with a grippy seat cover on top. Of course, the underneath of these is always a lot softer. It does protect the foam some. You gotta remember, these staples are going down into plastic. So the bottom plastic, which your foam is glued to, has all that support that the staples need to hold the seat in. And they come out really easy. Some of them you have to work at if they're stapled down really tight. And then at the same time, you should not expect to reuse this seat cover. And I say that because when you start putting staples in it, you weaken the fabric that's attached to it. And the fabric itself, it already has holes in it. And you can see there's a little bit of dirt underneath here. So what we're going to do is work this all the way out. We're going to get all these staples out. And then what I'm going to do is come back once the staples are out. And I'll show you where to clean and how to inspect your foam and what to look for when you have your seat cover off. Okay, so we got the staples out. We're just going to simply remove the seat cover. The seat will just slide right out of it. Of course, we got dirt all over this thing. And as you can see, you got a little dirt inside the seat cover. I don't know if that's mold or probably just dirt right here in different spots. It's a well-made seat cover from throttle jockey. It's got a double stitching right here along where the top of the seat is. But yeah, we're just gonna get rid of that. Out with the old, in with the new. So what you want to look for when you're inspecting your seat, or at least the seat foam, you know, look along your edges, make sure all the foam comes to the edge of the plastic seat, which it looks like it does, looks pretty good. And you want to flip it over. Of course, you'll have all that discoloring and what looks kind of like mold of some sort. I'm not too worried about it, it's all covered up. The seats are going to look nasty. This is actually a pretty clean seat. You can even see where the ribs were already from that throttle jockey seat. We have a lot of wear right here and along where that stitching was, but the foam is still intact and you're not missing any pieces. Now, a quick tip, say like on the older bikes or ones that are ridden very regularly, you'll sometimes get these corners right here, like where your knees grip the bike, and the foam might separate and you have a piece missing. It's a good idea that if you have that piece, you can still stick it down. You can just use a piece of duct tape and tape it back in so you still have a full cushion on your seat, or you can remove the seat foam entirely and replace it. You can get seat foam from just about any seat cover manufacturer, or you can go back with OEM. It's up to you on that one. So what we're going to do is pull the new seat cover out. Now, Guts Racing, they're always nice. You always get a nice sticker to put on your toolbox, on your bike, wherever you want to put it. And they also send you instruction manuals. So here's a quick installation guide on the back of this warning label. This warning label also says you need to check the seat cover before you even open the plastic. If the plastic is torn open, it's not returnable. So you got to make sure it's the right seat cover. Actually, when I got it from them, I had somebody else's invoice in my packaging, but my seat was the correct seat that I ordered. So check that before you open your plastics, or open the plastic bag that the seat cover's in. And we're going to go off this seat cover installation instructions, but also they send you a card with QR codes and special QR codes for certain bikes, and it goes all the way down to like the 50s, the small seat covers, also Velcro style seat covers they sell, and then staple style, which is what we're using today. Then the RJ wing seat cover is this QR code. I might pull it up just to take a look at it, see if there's anything special for it. And then of course it has all the YZ85, 125, and 250 for the 22 to 23 year models, just for this QR code. So it's probably a specialized seat for that. So use your instructions. It's a good idea. What we're going to do now, we're just going to do a quick little fit test on the seat. So I'm going to flip it back over. We're going to see how this looks. Now, if you look, the seat looks a little short for this, but that's by design. They're made to stretch. You're supposed to stretch it over the seat to reduce wrinkles. I'm going to start up here at the front, get it kind of squared up, and go back to the back. This is the same way you're going to staple it. So when you start your staples, you start at the front and go all the way to the back of the seat. We're going to stretch it over the edge here. And it's actually pretty tough to stretch it. It's some good material. It's probably going to be easy to pull wrinkles out of this Guts Racing seat. Just trying to stretch it over here, man. This stuff is thick. It's real tough. So we're going to have to manhandle this seat to get this thing to stretch on for sure. And also, they provide a staple material, or provide this extra material here. It's like a kind of a stretchy material that you can staple to, but it's super strong. So you're not stapling like as you saw with that throttle jockey seat, you're not stapling through the seat material itself. You're stapling to a separate fabric that's stitched into the seat cover. We're just going to stretch it over, kind of get an idea of how it's going to fit. And you want to pull that material on the back side. We'll do that when we start stapling. And I'll pull this over here just to show you the wing seat portion of it. So if you look, this portion of the seat is raised compared to where the actual seat's going to be with these ribs here. This is actually an extra layer of foam in this section that makes it the wing seat. It only comes out probably about 1 inch or so. It sticks out from the side of the seat. Alright guys, I did look at the video that Guts provides on that little QR code. So what we're going to do, I'm going to do it the way they want you to do it. Of course, you start at the front and you want to get it fit nice and tight and centered as best as possible. So you just take your time with it, as always. Get the front where you want it, centered on the seat foam. And the elastic material is where you want to put your staples. So I'm going to start here in the center. Get one there, one there, one there. That's 3 staples in the front. So it also gives you a little bit of room to kind of pull the seat over. Then you move to the back side of the seat. You want to stretch it out as best as you can. And the goal here is to have the middle of the seat off of the foam. And that's to mitigate any issue with lining up or getting the wrinkles out. Excuse me. You know, pull that tight around the edge of the seat. Try to do this where y'all can see it. I want to make sure again that the Guts logo is centered on the seat. And these seams right here are where you want them. And right here, if you can look, you can have a canopy, they call it, where it's not touching the foam yet. So pull it tight front to back first. Get the elastic material underneath the edge of the foam. And of course, you only need a couple staples here and there, just in case you have to pull the staples out and redo this. And again, nothing longer than 1/4 inch. I'll pull a little bit more there. Put a staple there. I got 3 staples here, front and back. And again, got a nice little canopy here for the center of the seat. Then you want to flip it over and start working your sides. And ideally, you want to get the wing portion, this foam portion right here of the seat first. Get it at the bottom of your seat foam here. And again, just take your time with it. There's no reason to rush. I'm just going to do a couple staples here. And again, we're going to come back and work this. So do the same thing to the other side. Find your foam. Get the corner of the foam wing at the bottom of the seat. Make sure you got plenty of material sticking over. We're just going to staple it. And with this, another thing too when doing this, if you have a pneumatic staple gun, it makes it a lot easier for sure. I think what I'm going to do is actually pull these 2 staples and redo this, get a little bit more tension on it in the center of the seat here. I'm not really getting wrinkles right now because it's too early to look for them. I'm going to pull those 2 staples out. We're going to do this again just to be sure. And this right here will show you that you can go work backwards a little bit and get it to your liking. And I got that wing about where I want it set on the seat. Get as hard press as you can with your staple gun. Make sure you get a good deep penetration of the staple. And if you look, you have wrinkles and stuff up here. We're going to work these out. We're going to come back here and work the logo side on the seat. So you pull it. The good idea is if you look on the inside, you have this stitch right here where the elastic material meets the seat material. You want that to be on the edge of the foam and the plastic. And that makes sure that you have your seat pulled all the way around. Do a couple staples here and there. Just so know that's holding. And of course, manual staple gun is not going to work as good as a pneumatic. So if you have a manual staple gun like I do, take your time. We do the same thing to this side. Pull that seam up over the foam and bend your elastic down. I'm gonna do 3 on this one so we know it's stretched. Okay, so we got wrinkles here and there. We're gonna work these wrinkles out. Best to start at the front and work your way back, and so it's still kind of pulling off the seat here. So we're gonna pull it extra tight when we pull these sides. And you want to start at the front, work your way back. That way, as you work it backwards, your wrinkles come out of the seat. So here you can see elastic material is stitched together. That's just the way the seat's made. Grab your seam, pull it over. Get a good spot where you can put a staple. Put it there. Same thing up here in the front, and you're going to want to, when you get to the corners, you might have to overlap the elastic a little bit. That's fine. That's just the way the seat cover is going to be held on. And you want it to be nice and clean. I'm trying to staple my finger here. Pull the corner over a little bit more. Another staple. Pull the corner. Staple. Same thing here. So we're going to pull it tight. Roll it over and hold it. Throw some staples in it. And just keep working stretching the seat over the edge. Right here I may have a little fold in the elastic. Let's see how this works. If I go underneath it, get a good pull. Pull the front. I'm going to staple across any fold like that you have. So I got some there. I'm going to put some extra staples here. Just to hold the front. Now that the front looks the way I want it. We still got some wrinkles. We're still going to pull that down. When we start pulling the seat cover down and add more staples, you can kind of work it and pull the seat tight. And of course, you can see the wings sticking out right here. So we're just going to look at it. Keep an eye where your wrinkles are. And again, you can always pull staples and re-staple it if you have to. So I'm hoping, if all goes to plan, pulling this slack out right here and working our way down the seat from the back again, we'll pull those wrinkles out. I'm going to fold this over, get a staple in there, a couple staples, do the same to this side. Just go back and forth. There's no reason to work all over the place. And of course, the instruction, the little paper they send you, gives you a good idea of where to start and how to get the seat tight. If you look here, I got staples here, staples here. We're going to pull these corners tight. We're going to do that real quick, and then we're going to work, kind of fill in the gaps of the staples. So we're going to pull this corner nice and tight. And you almost want to compress the foam a little bit when you do this. Because if the foam's compressed just a little bit, not much, you still want to have some cushion there for your butt. That'll get you certain, you'll be certain that the wrinkles are worked out of the seat. Pull that again, same thing in this corner. Pull it down, pull the material down. You can push the material over the edge a little bit. It doesn't hurt. That one didn't even go in, so we'll pull that one back out and try again up a little bit higher. That one went in. Alright. So, keep pulling here. We might start from the front again and work our way down. Let's look at the seat, how it's looking right now. Back here, we got little to no wrinkles. We got a few here we can work out, which we stapled up to this point right about here. We can work on this side a little bit more. But most of our staples are to do is from about this point up to the front, and that's where we're going to pull all these wrinkles out as we pull the seat down. And you can see the wrinkles come right out as you start pulling on it. So let's start at the front here again. And we may pull these staples by the wing seat, by the wing itself. I'm going to go ahead and do that actually. Pull these out, and we'll come back and work them a little bit more. Pull it nice and tight. We're going to re-staple this wing down. Seems to be holding pretty well. Again, come back here, pull it tight, fold it over. Now to pull this front side up. I like to pull the elastic up. The staples will hold it and just put more pressure on it. And sometimes you may not be able to staple behind these. I got a staple in right there, but depending on your seat and manufacturer, you may not have the room to be able to do that. So just keep that in mind. You can staple up to this point, skip a staple or two here, and then keep stapling. It'll be just fine. Got a little bit of slack here. I'm just going to pull this staple out. Yeah, it wasn't really stuck very well into the plastic, so I'm going to pull this down. I'll pull this staple as well. This one's in the plastic good, so I know that's a good one. So it's holding here. Gives you a ability to work a spot that you've already stapled, and you want to staple as close to your hand as you can without going through your finger. That staple didn't want to go in, so we're going to pull it back out. Try that again. You want the staple to penetrate the plastic, because it's the plastic that it attaches to, and you want it to adhere or suck the seat down to the plastic itself. That's a lot better there. Pull this side down, even pressure on it, staple it. I'm happy with this. Pull it down as we work it. Pull this staple out here. Not entirely happy with this one. Yeah, it actually bent when it hit the plastic, so I'm gonna pull this side down, staple it just like these other two. Flip the seat back over, make sure we're happy with it, happy with the way the seat's looking. You may have a little raised area right here by the wing itself, because the wing goes to a stitch which kind of pushes into, so like we saw that stitch along this seam, it's doing the same thing right here above that foam pocket. So you may have a little air gap right here, that's just fine. It's just an extra cushion where it's like at that seam where you're hitting that foam pocket right here. This is all foam inside here, inside the seat cover itself, not on the seat. So just keep working it back and forth, get all the wrinkles out, making sure you have everything sitting where you want it, especially center logo and the Guts logo on the side is actually on the side of the seat. You can kind of feel, I got the seat foam centered right here in between these seams. That's where the ridge of the seat foam is on those seams. And when you pull it tight and pull everything to the side, that's where it pulls the seat down tight. I will say the Guts racing seat material is a lot more, it's not more tacky than the throttle jockey seat that I had before. So I think I'm going to be really happy with this seat cover. Alright, so this section right here, we're going to pull it again. Pull it down nice and tight. Throw a staple in it. And again, fill in your gaps in between the staples. This side feels pretty good. This staple right here, half of it didn't go through. That's just the way it is working with some of these certain staples. You only have a 1/4 inch you can work with, and that's just so it doesn't go through the plastic, but it's got to go through all the material of the seat cover itself. So take your time with it. That one went through pretty good. Now over here in this corner, I almost feel like I have a little excess here. So what I'm going to do is there's 3 staples here that I started with. I'm going to pull those staples out and restaple it, pulling it tighter. And then, like I said, it doesn't hurt to do this multiple times. You just work it until you get the seat tension that you want on the seat cover. So you pull it down, and staple it, and pull it down, and staple it. Just keep on going around. Add an extra one right here. Now see all that looseness is pulled out of it. It's looking pretty good. I'm going to call this side done. It's nice and tight against the foam. Now we're going to go back on this side, flip the seat back over where you can work it across the seat. And one thing you won't do is put too much pressure on the seat, because what it'll do is actually pull the seat cover off the foam, and that'll create tension where you don't want it. So you want to just put all the tension on the seat cover itself. Just pull the seat cover. I'm trying to pull that foam down as low as I can before I throw a staple in it. It seems to me with this material, you want to staple as close as you can to this seam to hold it on with a good staple. Just pull it and staple it. I'm gonna work this down a little bit more and staple closer to where I just was. And just take your time with it. Stretch and pull and staple. And again, I got that seam. You can see right here, this seam of the seat. There's the white material and the black material. I always pull it over the edge of the foam. That actually helps protect your foam a little bit too. So pushed it up a little bit there. It looks like I'm out of staples, so let me go run and get some staples real quick and we'll come back to this. Okay, now I got more staples. Actually got another staple gun just to make it quicker. I'm gonna continue pulling this tight. I'll start here on the sides from where we left off. And just keep working around, pulling it tight as you work. Well, this is to keep the wrinkles out of it, of course. And again, this is just taking your time, making sure it's done right. There's no reason to hurry through this. That's done there. Now we just go through and fill in all the gaps. We'll have ourselves a nice tight seat cover. Pull it tight where you need to, just to ensure you have a good fit. I'm just going through filling in all the gaps that we have. This right here could probably be pulled in a little tighter. A little staple there, that gets that one done. Of course, I got gaps over here. You can use as many staples as you want. It's not going to hurt anything. It's just going to keep it more solid. And go back up here to the front. It's harder to get the staple gun inside the gaps between the mount points, so you don't necessarily have to have staples there. And you want to try to keep it as uniform as possible all the way around to make sure your fit on top is good. And of course, this is all stretched out, so when it's stretched out, you know that the top is going to be wrinkle free. And you can feel through the sides, make sure you don't have any staples sticking through. Go all the way around it. Super simple job to do. Just all it takes is time. I'll put another one right here just to hold it a little closer to the front. And if you want to, you can come in and just kind of push the staples down if they have any that are not fully set. That way you know it's not going to have any looseness in that area. I just use the handle of the screwdriver just to kind of bend them over a little bit. And that'll hold your staples in. I'm going to hit this one more time. This one didn't go all the way through the plastic. There we go, that's a little better. Now we got our seat cover on, and there's no wrinkles in it. It looks good. Now we can go run and install it on the bike. Okay, so installation is real simple on the Hondas. Last two bolts from our bolt kit. Put the seat in place a little forward and slide it back into the hooks. It's got hooks to the back and a hook to the front and the fuel tank. We'll slide it back. Take your T-handle or ratchet, find your bolt hole, and install the bolts. And you need to push the seat down just a little bit to get it to engage. The new plastics kind of have a tweak to them. So we're just going to tighten these bolts down for the seat, which actually is the last bolt for your radiator shroud. You see how it sucks the plastic in with it. Get it tight. On the back side, do the same thing. Push your seat down just a little bit to the bolt hole lines. Screw it in. There you have it. New seat cover with your seat installed on the bike. I think this is looking pretty good. We still have the grips and the pegs to do, but that'll be the next video. Thank you guys for watching.